Unfortunately, this is not a joke. There actually are 2 new SpongeBob packs for The Sims 4 now, and in this video, I am going to buy them so that you don't have to. When I first saw this, I genuinely felt like I was being pranked. I just could not believe that this was a real thing that I was looking at. So just to catch you up to speed, in case you didn't hear, 2 days ago, they announced 2 SpongeBob packs. Yes, not just 1, but 2 SpongeBob kits. And they're also selling them as a bundle, the Bikini Bottom bundle, and it's cheaper if you buy them together. Sounds like a deal, but actually it's not, because the kits are $7 each instead of $5. Every other kit ever has been $5. The SpongeBob kits are $7. I assume to offset the licensing fees that they had to pay, but perhaps, I don't know, we could have just not done this and then avoided that altogether. So you can buy 1 kit for $7 or 2 kits together for the bundle for $10. The first kit is SpongeBob's house. It's like literally SpongeBob's house, so it's gonna have actual recreations from the TV show. You can see like the wallpaper, the windows. They've also got some of SpongeBob's furniture and some items from his home that you probably recognize. And then the other kit is the SpongeBob Kids Room kit, and this one is like SpongeBob merch. So there's SpongeBob beds and like a SpongeBob dresser. I actually kind of love this Krusty Krab dollhouse, I won't lie, but the rest of it I am kind of scared of. And over the past couple of days since it was first announced, I've kind of seen 2 camps of opinions start to form. Some people think it's cool and they're kind of excited about this. They're big fans of SpongeBob. Other people think it's ridiculous and kind of a scam. And here's the thing, because I'm a fan of SpongeBob, okay? Growing up, I would consider myself to be like a massive SpongeBob fan. I don't know if I ever really told you about this on YouTube, but I had a SpongeBob bed. Like my whole childhood, I had a SpongeBob bedspread and SpongeBob sheets. I was a SpongeBob fan. To this day, I can quote a lot of SpongeBob episodes. Like I could say the script alongside them. I love SpongeBob. I feel like me, a person who loves SpongeBob and also a person who loves Sims, is kind of the exact target audience of this pack. I still think it's ridiculous. I think I just don't like to see collaborations like this in the game. I feel like it kind of breaks the immersion of The Sims to have real branding. I don't really want to be like advertised to in game in this way. I think there are ways to do collaborations tastefully. I just don't know if this is that. Mostly because a lot of this stuff is just not usable for the average player. It's cool, but I don't need to have pineapple wallpaper for like 99% of my builds. Maybe it'd be cute to put a SpongeBob bed in a kid's room, but I don't really see how that could be worth me spending $7 on it, or worse, $10 on it. So going into this, I'm already really wary about it. I just kind of have a bad feeling about these items. I think this is very similar to the Star Wars situation where like, yeah, Star Wars is cool. People love Star Wars, but I think the Star Wars pack is objectively not a very good pack. Like, sure, the items are a cool reference, but they're not really usable, and also the gameplay is very repetitive. I wouldn't really recommend the Star Wars pack even to a person who's a big Star Wars fan. I feel like if you're gonna buy a pack for The Sims 4, I would just not recommend that you pick that one. I would suggest you pick one that has more usable gameplay. Star Wars is fun to play with once. I don't think it's fun to play with a lot of times. And I think that SpongeBob is gonna be similar, where like maybe it'll be funny to do a SpongeBob build this week, but are you actually going to get your money's worth out of this? I don't think so. My cat is also obviously very invested in this. I feel like she's like, okay, I've got to see this. I got to see this SpongeBob thing. She's already had a bad day. She was at the vet this morning and it's about to get worse. Okay, so there's 3 things for sale related to SpongeBob. There's the SpongeBob's house kit, the SpongeBob Kids Room kit, and of course the Bikini Bottom bundle. The bundle comes with 3 bonus items. And that's one of the reasons why this feels like it's a scam. They want you to buy this by March 3rd as a bundle, and then you'll get these 3 extra items. Why are you doing bonus items in a kit? I never liked bonus items in an expansion pack. I like it even less in a kit. So just this whole like charging extra money, trying to get you to buy it right now. Like, everything about this feels very cash grabby. It's like they're trying to capitalize off of the SpongeBob movie coming out. And I know that everything they do is a cash grab. It's just, this feels especially egregious to me. Oh, I also saw they sent early access of this to people in the Creator Network. I'm not in the Creator Network anymore, but they have never done that before. Never in all of the years of kits existing have they ever had early access to one, and this is what they first have early access to. You have to laugh. It's so unbelievable. They wouldn't even give me early access to my kit, the kit that I made with them. They were like, oh, it's not possible for us to do kit early access. We're not physically capable of doing it. And then they do it for SpongeBob. What? And I understand like giving just me early access, that's impractical for the kit. I get that. It's just the principle of the thing. Like SpongeBob gets all this special treatment, and why? Why? Are they doing that thing where I can't install them? I don't even see them on my list. Well, I can see them in here. It says I own them, but I don't understand how to download them. I don't understand why it does this sometimes, because usually they automatically download. Okay, sorry, maybe I'm dumb. I can click on it right here. If I just search it, I can find it. Oh my God. I know this is a spoiler, but What is that shirt? There's just no way. There's no way. Welcome to the Sims 4 SpongeBob's house kit. Who lives in a pineapple? A pineapple is technically a berry, and your house can be too. Use siding, a roof pattern, and spiky leaves to create a home fit for your quirkiest Sims. You can even use a sand-like floor tile to give your home an under-the-sea feeling. Fill your space with items from Bikini Bottom, furniture from floaties or salvage from ships, a peculiar plant, nautical knickknacks, and more, including doors and wallpapers with a variety of swatches from SpongeBob's living room. Welcome to the Sims 4 SpongeBob Kids Room Kit. Plaster the walls with decals of your favorite characters, including SpongeBob and Patrick. There are toys like a dollhouse replica of the Krusty Krab, plus pineapple furniture, including a dresser and bookshelf. It's a collection that'll make even the sourest squid smile. Display your love of SpongeBob with comfy clothes. There's a t-shirt, PJs, and you'll feel especially snugly in slippers that look like SpongeBob or his friends. Take your favorite character wherever you go. There's no way that they can't take this seriously. Imagine you have to work on this. Imagine having to write this description and trying to sell it to people. How is this real? Well, I guess we'll start in cast because there are some clothing items in these packs. This is actually only the third ever combo cast and build kit we've gotten. They've done them for the 3 most iconic Sims in the franchise: Bella Goth, Don Lothario, and SpongeBob SquarePants. So this is the SpongeBob Kids Room kit. It comes with a t-shirt. It's just SpongeBob merch. I honestly don't hate that. I don't hate the idea of SpongeBob merch. I just don't really love, okay. Like, you get the reference, but also imagine a randomized townie wearing this. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of the problem. But I don't know. I get it. I'm a fan of SpongeBob too. I just don't know if I really want to have this kind of thing in my game. It feels too on the nose. It's the same as when they gave me like Sims merch in game. I don't really want to have the Sims merch. Like that's too, I want the Sims to be its own separate universe. I don't like the crossover event. I also think that this looks bad. Not all of the prints look bad, but some of these look bad. Like this weird sticker of Poor Pearl, it looks bad. Like that's ugly. It's poorly pasted onto the shirt. I feel like I could have made a better version of this, and I don't even make custom content. I could have made something that looks less bad than this. And I know he is supposed to look bad, but like even this, the texture is bad. Like it's kind of grainy. The shirt looks nice, the print is not nice. We also have SpongeBob pants. Oh my God. Okay, so there's a SpongeBob swatch, a Patrick swatch, we got jellyfish. Interesting. Okay, so these are all supposed to match the shirt. They're all the same. Unfortunately, I would wear that in real life. I would buy those and wear them in real life. I stand by that it looks poorly made. However, I would purchase in real life. I hate to say it. And he's got slippers too. Okay, these are the squid slippers. There's also Plankton, Sandy, SpongeBob. All right, you know what? Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not gonna use it in The Sims. I'm very rarely ever gonna use that in The Sims, but they are kind of fun. I think the shoes are the best part of this so far. Should we give Stanley a son? Let's name it Bob. Maybe it can have yellow hair too. So we have the same shirt. We have the same stuff for all ages, but fascinatingly, there is also a dress. There is a SpongeBob dress. Okay, I mean, it's a nice cut of dress. I actually think the dress looks less poorly made than the shirt did. The prints on the dress are a lot nicer. Like even Pearl, she looks a lot better here. I think I'll wear this Squidward version. I can't in good conscience recommend you buy this pack because of this cast. Do you need it? No. Like you don't need to spend $10 on this. I feel like that's the kind of thing I was expecting to see in the free login event. But I did also see some people saying how they're glad that it's not in the free login event because then they don't have to buy the pack and they won't have it in their game. So, you know, pros and cons, I guess. It just feels like such a weird thing to sell to people. It's so out of left field for The Sims. And that's why I'm like so confused by this. All right, while we are on the topic of SpongeBob Kids Room, let's see what it comes with. First, we have the SpongeBob bed. And this is the only thing that I think maybe I would like out of this kit, because I do think that it's kind of fun. Wait, that looks bad too. Why is it so lazily made? Why does the texture look bad? Look at how bad that looks. You can even see like all this pixelation where it was like poorly cut out. This is bad. I want to actually compare that to one of the other beds just so you can really understand what I mean. Here is a bed that also has a print on it, okay? Let's get really up close at the SpongeBob bed. If you look really closely, you can see the outline is messy. If you look closely at this one, obviously it's gonna be a little bit pixelated, but it's not messy. It's smooth, it's clean. This is cheap. This is poorly constructed and bad. bad. So it's got a variety of swatches. There's some of all the SpongeBob characters. There's a couple plain ones. It looks like this. Interesting. There's also a SpongeBob nightstand. It's the conch and coral nightstand. That's a little bit more usable than I thought it would be, if I'm being honest with you. I thought this would look a lot worse. I figured all the swatches would be unusable. That's not so terrible. That's like fun and kids room like, so interesting. We also have a matching desk, a study desk. This one will come in all of those same swatches to match everything. It reminds me of a lot of the other kids' furniture we have. I don't really see myself using it very much. I'm kind of bothered by the SpongeBob decals. Like, if it was not that, and if it was just the stuff on the board, or maybe if it was like a little bit more subtle, because I'm okay with the papers. Like, I don't really mind that. I think I'm more interested in subtle brand stuff and not this like in your face on the nose stuff they're doing. This is a clam-shaped task chair. I don't really hate this either. I think it's okay. It kind of just looks scalloped and it's fuzzy, so that's interesting. And this feels like subtle SpongeBob, because you recognize the motif is SpongeBob, but it isn't like literally SpongeBob on the chair. Speaking of literally SpongeBob, this is the SpongeBob wall decal. We have a few different, oh my god. We have a few different variants of it. Look, I don't even use the decals we have right now. A lot of these are the same decals that they're using on some of the clothing, so they've given us a decal of it for the wall too. But I don't even use like the Void Critter decals in game. I don't really have a lot of use for decals in general. They're Square-tastic wall decals. And then this is a Patrick Star plush and also a SpongeBob SquarePants plush. How are they gonna have swatches of the, oh my god, it's just different faces. Listen, as a SpongeBob fan, I actually kind of appreciate the reference. I think he's creepy though. This is the SpongeBob one. That's so weird. The face is flat so they can change the texture, but he's got a big nose. These also look really bad. If you look at the texture on the faces and on the eyes, it's just really poor quality objects, but these are all the different SpongeBob versions that we have. This is one of the episodes that we had on DVD. So I've seen that episode many times. I don't even like it, but I'm very familiar with it. Okay, wow. So those are the SpongeBob plushie things. This is a rug based on a real treasure map. See, I saw this in the picture and I actually didn't super mind this either, because it reminds me of the kind of rugs you would find in kids' rooms a lot. This stuff is okay with me and the swatches are actually not too terrible. So I kind of like the rug too. We have a Gary wall clock. That looks bad. Can't explain it, but it looks weird. I don't like it. But there's a Gary wall clock. This is the Dingy Ahoy bookshelf. Why do you gotta just shove Squidward in there? I'm okay with Plankton because he's small, but Squidward, like, I don't really mind that it's a boat-shaped bookshelf. I think that's kind of neat. But the Squidward, it creeps me out, the way he's just staring at you. This one is the Barnacle Bureau. Actually, that name kind of is funny, so they can have that one. This is okay because it's just got some nice books in it. Not all the swatches are super SpongeBob coated. I mean, some of them are very SpongeBob coated, but not all of them are. Like, you could use that. That's a normal looking object. Sandy, this Sandy plush was so scary in the screenshots. It's called Sandy Cheeks. She has 3 swatches. I think it looks a little bit less scary in game. I was really worried about her based on this screenshot. This is the Dutchman's treasure chest. This is a toy box. I like this toy box too. I have a lot of trouble with the toy boxes that we have already in game. So this one actually feels nice and usable. This is the dollhouse that I was so excited about. This is cool too, because it's actually the Krusty Krab. Why do I feel like I've built the Krusty Krab before? I kind of want to look. Can you search in my gallery? Do you think it'll work? I mean, probably not. Let me see. I have this memory of building a Krusty Krab restaurant like years and years and years ago. But maybe I did it before I was on YouTube? No! February 10th, 2018! Building the Krusty Krab. I mean, it looks bad. There's a video of it. Oh, if she only knew. Okay, I can't find it on the gallery. It's not loading, but I did make a video in February of 2018 building the Krusty Krab. Okay, well that aged poorly, but this is an activity table. I don't mind the shape of it, and I actually like the stuff on it. This is not so bad either. The furniture set is much less bad than I expected it to be. There's a couple swatches that I think are kind of usable, so that's a relief. I don't mean to like praise the pack. I expected this to be worse than it is. I would say about half of it is bad, the other half is okay. And then these 2 items, oh, they're priced wrong. They're 0 simoleons. Oh my god, how are you gonna flop that bad? This is supposed to be the bonus content that you get. So this is the Conch Street Aquarium. They're definitely gonna have to go back and update that to not be free anymore. But this you only get if you buy the pack before March 6th. Please don't let them trick you. You don't need to buy this pack. You're not gonna miss out. There's no FOMO to be had about SpongeBob. It's gonna be okay. But you have to buy the pack now then you have to buy the bundle now, not just the pack, but the bundle to get this item. Unfortunately, this is, I think, my favorite out of all of the items in either of the packs. I like this the most. This is kind of funny to me. This feels like a funny, subtle reference that you could put in a normal house because some people in real life have SpongeBob stuff in their aquariums. Like, I actually kind of like this. I like the base of it. It's not so SpongeBob. They didn't like put SpongeBob's face on the front of it, you know? I kind of like this, but don't let them get you. You don't need this thing. It's gonna be okay. And then this is the other one. This is, no. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. I thought when they showed us the picture of this, I thought that SpongeBob was like a gameplay VFX and that your sim would like imagine SpongeBob when they played with him. Never did I expect that he would actually be on the ship. That is I actually am mad about that. He looks bad. It's like a weird, he almost looks like stylized. Like he's not SpongeBob. He's like you can tell that they made him poorly. Wow, I really don't like that. And we already have more than one pirate ship playground equipment. Like they've done this. This is lazy. I will never, ever use this. Genuinely, I refuse to ever use this object. I don't even use the other ones we have. I won't use this one. I don't like this. That makes me upset. He's freaking me out. I don't want him to stare at me like that. You can't see him from all angles. Sometimes the sails block him. That is horrible. If they had just taken him off, honestly, this wouldn't be so bad if it was just like a subtle SpongeBob pirate ship with the flowers. Why does he have to be on it? Or like if they put SpongeBob on the sail, even that would be better. I hate this. And they didn't price it properly. So on top of it, they've like messed up and failed to finish the object because it doesn't even have a price. It's just, it feels so lazy. Everything about this feels so lazy. I think that there's wallpaper. Oh yeah, okay. We have SpongeBob wallpaper. I actually don't mind this floral texture. I think this is okay. I can see some weird seams. That's not good. Is that when it retiles? Yeah, okay. So it's not always, it's just the seam happens when it retiles. So you can see it right there. It's not that noticeable though. And then this is the other wallpaper. This is more like SpongeBob environment vibes. I don't really like this one as much. I think that also the tiling of it is more obvious. If you had it on a shorter wall, it might not be so bad. I'm never gonna use that though. I know I won't use that. Okay, I think that's everything from the SpongeBob's room kit. So let's switch gears and we'll talk about the SpongeBob's house kit. This one is like literally SpongeBob. It's literal recreations of SpongeBob stuff. There's barely anything in build mode. Okay, well we have the I'm Ready bed. This is SpongeBob's bed. As a child, I would have thought this was really cool. Like as a kid who was a big fan of SpongeBob, I would have like eaten this up, honestly. We even have like Krusty Krab furniture. This is a Goofy Goober guitar. That's not priced either. What do you mean you didn't price it? That is the bonus item, right? So one of the bonus items is classes being from this pack. Why isn't it done? This is an actual guitar, so your Sims can play with that. Got a little sky flower. We have these fun frames. I'm curious about the swatches on this. So there's some pictures of no. See, like this kind of thing, it could be funny. That's actually kind of funny. Handsome Squidward, the Krusty Krab. I don't mind this frame as like a thing to put in kids' rooms either. All Hail the Magic Conch Shell. I had that episode on DVD as well. This is a giant fish. We have a brilliant bubble vent for outside. This is a lamp. We have SpongeBob's TV. You know what's hilarious too is this looks like the TVs in The Sims 3. Every TV, Sims 2, Sims 3 looks like that. We also have SpongeBob's radio. I like this record player. I think that thing is kind of cool. It's the Going on Strike record player. And then we also have the Foghorn alarm. It's fun how they have everything in like the official swatch and then they also added some extra versions. We also have this sand floor. I don't know about that. It doesn't look like sand. It kind of looks like fancy terrazzo tile. Can you see it? Imagine you like put it in a mansion and say it's like luxury, but really it's SpongeBob. We have SpongeBob's wallpaper. This is like a bamboo block print. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting to have so many. They're like the background. Interesting. Then we have the pineapple under the sea wallpaper. This is literally just pineapple, but it has a couple swatches. Oh my God. And then we have this sturdy steel plating too in some different swatches. I mean, steel plating is interesting. It's just really like cartoony, so it's hard to use in like an industrial style build, but I guess that's intriguing. It also comes with SpongeBob's window and then 2 of SpongeBob doors. We have a front door and then an interior door like this. I mean, I could see using that as like a vault sort of situation somewhere. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think about how I could use this that isn't SpongeBob. Like, could I get my money's worth out of this? I don't think so. I don't think I really like any of these. This kit to me is completely useless. I mean, like, as a SpongeBob fan, it's cool. I can acknowledge that it's cool, but it's very similar to Star Wars where like, yeah, those things actually exist in real life in like the Batuu area of Disney World. That's neat, but I don't like any of the Star Wars furniture. I don't think I'll actually use any of this stuff. Maybe in a nautical inspired build, you could try and fit a couple of them, but like, I don't like this chair really. And I guess maybe these two things. I might use these two things more. Oh, this is oh my God. This is the pineapple topper. I think there should also be a roof texture too, so you can make your own pineapple. Great, we finally have a new roof texture in The Sims 4, and it's from the SpongeBob pack. After years of us begging for new roofs, we finally got one. Oh, and these are the vibrant sky flowers in the landscaping category for some reason. I feel like these could be kind of interesting, maybe in like a teen's room as a fun decor object, because that doesn't really feel extremely SpongeBob to me. It just feels like kind of a fun flower item. Okay, I'm curious to see if any of these things have gameplay on them. I know you can probably watch the TV. I wish they would have put SpongeBob on the TV. That's the kind of collab I'd like. I actually wouldn't mind if they made a SpongeBob TV channel, you know? But it's just a regular TV. You can set an alarm with this. It's just a regular alarm. Oh, the clock arm actually moves on it. That's cool. This is just regular music. And the record actually spins. Okay, that's better than I thought. You can't do anything with the magic conch shell. Of course, you can play the instrument if you wanted to. The Gary clock does not move. None of these things have gameplay. The plushies have no gameplay. The bookshelf's a regular bookshelf. Sandy's a regular plushie. Dollhouse, regular dollhouse. Barnacle Boy action figure and some kind of broken debug thing. Well, there's a Barnacle Boy action figure. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. Let me look in debug. Am I silly? I'm in debug. I don't see it. Show live edit objects. Oh, maybe it's in the base game. Maybe Barnacle Boy is in base game debug. No? Okay, whatever. I don't need to know. I don't care. Here, I put it in the world. Maybe the kid can come play with it so we can test it. I mean, it works just the same as the other toys and stuff, but I guess that's cool. I assume everything else is the same. Like, you just draw regular shapes. It's a regular desk, regular bed. I wonder if there's a special alarm sound for this alarm. I'm gonna set the alarm for 11 and see what happens. I have my in-game music muted, so hopefully we can still hear it. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! That actually jump scared me. That was loud. I know it said foghorn. I guess I should have known it was a foghorn, but like, I didn't think they were gonna actually do that. I think the last thing I want to do is stock the fish tank. Yeah, it's just the regular fish tank animation. Nothing is different inside. Oh, and then maybe we get the kid to play with this. It's no special interactions on here either. It's just a regular old pirate ship. Okay, well, all in all, you don't need this. You don't need this pack. You've seen it now. You got to see it. I don't think that this is worth you spending $10 on it. And that's $10 now. It's actually $14 if you don't buy the bundle, or if you buy them later. There's no reason to buy just one of them. I think there's no benefit to that. I can understand and appreciate it for what it is as a SpongeBob fan. I don't care about this in The Sims. I don't need this in The Sims. If I was gonna buy a kit for The Sims 4, I would buy literally any other kit that I would get more use out of, because you can think about things like the kitchen packs, or maybe even like the greenhouse kit or the book nook kit. That's stuff that I use in almost every single build. This is not something you'll use in every single build. I mean, maybe you would. I don't know. Maybe you love this, but I just feel like if you're gonna invest money in The Sims, I would invest money in a thing that feels more worthwhile and that you'll actually get use out of. I can't imagine anybody using most of these objects very often. To kind of compare it to a thing that we already have, even with the stuff that I liked from the kids room kit, it actually reminds me a lot of the cats and dogs bed and like this whole cats and dogs furniture set. This was their first big scam, because some of the things in this set are in cats and dogs, like the nightstand and the bed, and then the matching desk, the matching chair are in My First Pet stuff. But do you see what I mean with how this set feels very similar in like color scheme and like the kind of chunky furniture that it is? It kind of feels like the 2025 equivalent of the My First Pet stuff that we already have. So you don't need this. You might already have this. So do you need it again? Probably not. I just don't want you to waste your money on this. I feel like it's a waste, and I don't want you to waste. I don't know if this will make sense, but I kind of feel like we're witnessing history right now with this SpongeBob pack. This is the Sims 4's Katy Perry Sweet Treats, but it's the SpongeBob Kids Room pack. It feels like history is repeating itself. This might get dethroned as the most made fun of pack of all time, but I don't know. It would take a lot to do that. This is pretty bad, and this was expensive as well. This was a stuff pack that they originally sold for $30. So if you think our $7 kits are bad. The Sims 3 was like on another level. Anyway, I just can't believe we had to make this video. I am very curious to hear what your thoughts are on this SpongeBob pack in the comments down below. No, sorry, SpongeBob packs plural. Trying to look at them now from a more objective standpoint, there are 24 actual items here, but it doesn't count the roof texture. So it's technically 25 in this one. That's on the low end of being pretty average compared to all of the other kits that we have. And the kids room pack only has 19 build items, but then it has 7 cast ones. So I guess that puts you at 26, but like some of this is just repeats. It's the same shoes twice. Do you count that twice? I don't know. So I feel like they're a little bit small for a kit, and they're also more expensive than a regular kit. I'm really struggling to understand who benefits from this. I've been trying to think about this and figure it out, and when you read people talking about it, everybody has different opinions. Some people think EA paid the sponge, some people think the sponge paid EA. I think that EA probably had to pay a licensing fee for the sponge, but it's mutually beneficial because the movie for SpongeBob is coming out soon. So I just don't know. It's very bizarre. I wish I could know about the contract for this. We'll never find out about that, but I would love to know the ins and outs of this collab. My best guess is that EA paid them, and that's why they've made the pack more expensive to try and offset the cost of the licensing. Maybe they're sharing the profit, and that's why it's more expensive because they're splitting it with the sponge. I don't know. If you have any ideas or any theories about this, let's talk about that in the comments too. Not to make this reference, but like this was not on anybody's 2025 bingo card. This year has been such a roller coaster. I feel like we started the year at like the highest of highs with The Sims because of the 25th anniversary, and then they just took a dive off a cliff. How is this coming out in the same year as Businesses and Hobbies? Like, what is going on? Okay, well, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Don't spend money on SpongeBob, and I'm gonna see you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. When my brother hears about this, he's gonna lose his mind. He's gonna think I'm pranking him. Because Brett is also like a massive SpongeBob fan, but just nobody saw this coming. Nobody could have predicted this.